Up till today, there are thousands of experiences sent by you. Incredible stories that sit in my email. Some I managed to discover, and others remain hidden among the sea of messages that you have sent. This is why I have given myself the task of reviewing, reading, and discovering shocking emails. Emails that show that the inexplicable can happen to anyone and at any time. However, this is not the only clip that you will see in this segment. Strange, mysterious beings, failures in reality, among other paranormal phenomena, are what awaits you tonight. Videos that will surely keep you on the edge of your seat. So get ready, because my name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present Something Tried to Enter My Home. 7 horror videos. Number 7. Do you work, or have you ever worked in delivery? If your answer is yes, you probably have many stories to tell. Some funny, and others dark. Not only because of what happens on the road, but also because of what can sometimes happen when you arrive at the address where you deliver. However, what happened to our subscriber's neighbor is something you would never want to experience. Right off the bat, the video is not strange, since you only see the man making a delivery. The truly terrifying thing would happen later. The subject arrives, makes the delivery, and exchanges a few words with the man before leaving. A pretty normal scene, except for one rather disturbing fact. This should never have happened. No one should have opened this door, since it was discovered that the old man had died in his bed several days before. You see, 2 days after this recording, the police arrived at the place alerted by neighbors, who indicated that no noise was heard from this apartment for approximately 1 week. Plus, there was a strange stench that seemed to go out through the pipes, reason why they called the authorities. How is it then that the senior can be heard talking to the delivery man if he was already dead? When interrogating the young man, who was the main witness and the last one to see him alive, he told the police that his conversation with the old man was very normal, except for the fact that when he opened the door, he saw that all the lights inside were off, something that undoubtedly he found odd. Also, and something no less interesting, if you look closely, it looks like some sort of shadow or smoke is coming out of there. Do you notice it? What do you think that is? Undoubtedly a rather particular case that to this day has terrified the entire community of that area. Number 6. The following footage has drawn attention on different social platforms for how disturbing it is. In the image, we see a property that during the night was being recorded by the owner of the house. Footage that he intended to show his friends, revealing how some newly purchased lanterns lit up his property. However, all of this would become less important when he turned the camera to focus on this. Observe.
I came out here to show off the Halloween decorations this year, but I'm not really feeling it as much this year. But all those lanterns are supposed to be like flame effects, and there's like tombstones that you can't see them, they keep blowing down because they're made of styrofoam. Either way, the creepiest building on the block is always going to be this church across the street. I see my neighbors are still. I get it. That's good. I like it, Jim. You got me, man. You guys keep doing it. I love it. It's awesome. Anyway, I thought about like adding stuff to it, but what the fuck? Jim. Bobby, is that you? Bobby. I get it. I get it, man. You're just gonna stare at each other for like what? You got me. I don't know what the fuck their problem is. I'm gonna keep doing this shit. I'm just gonna stare at them then. Fuck it, right? What the fuck, man? Jimmy, come on, get in the house, man. Get in the house. Come on. Go. Just go to your room. It's fine. Of course. All right. Yeah. I know, Disney. You got me. Jim, you got me. You got me, man. You got... Okay, it's good. And just stay in your room. Oh, fuck! What do you fucking want, man?
At first, he thought that some acquaintances were playing a joke on him. In fact, he doesn't even take them into account. However, when he turns the camera again, you can see not one, but two beings who have their gaze fixed on him, something that clearly no longer seemed funny to him. But the most shocking thing happens after that truck passed by, since they inexplicably disappear from the image. How is this possible? If we look at it well, the camera does not suffer from any cuts in its continuity, so it is hardly an editing trick. In addition, the man's reaction suggests that he was completely surprised by the situation. Are they entities that for some reason have an interest in his property? Does the church in the background have anything to do with this entire situation? Tell me what you think. Number 5. Cristina Guadalupe Sanchez is a faithful subscriber who from Nicaragua wrote to my email to tell me about a strange footage she found while browsing Facebook. Everything happens at the end of a football game, when the camera of one of the fans captures what for our subscriber is a failure in reality. Pay close attention to this player's shirt. What happened here? How did it go from number 18 to 21? Could we be getting confused? Cristina claims that she had watched this footage over and over again, even in slow motion, to see some kind of fraud or manipulation, although no matter how hard she searches, she can't find anything like that. So for her, this clip is absolutely inexplicable. Could it be that that shirt was wrinkled, and when the subject starts running, it stretches out, managing to see the real number? Is there any other rational explanation? As our subscriber says, could it have been a failure in reality? Tell me what you think. Number 4. In this position, we find footage that has drawn a lot of attention on TikTok for how disturbing it turns out to be. The footage was captured by a security camera installed on the outskirts of a house and facing the street to detect the presence of any intruder. However, the owners of the residence never imagined that the device would capture what you are now going to see. In the background, a man can be seen walking down the street. However, when zooming in, the disturbing becomes present. Where is his head? It could certainly be an intervened image, but the movements of that person are so natural that it is still strange. There is no doubt that if this is edited, it is a tremendous job, almost done by professionals, because of how perfect it turns out to be. But what if it isn't? But what if it is not edited, and we did see what the camera actually captured? How do you explain that? Comment below. Number 3. The following corresponds to a disturbing recording uploaded to social networks by Kylie and Stuart, who in their TikTok account surprised all their followers after publishing what for them is an entity that is beginning to stalk their young son. The channel, accustomed to uploading happy moments of the three of them, from one moment to another and without prior notice, published a clip that exposed the ordeal they have been suffering in recent times. A situation that goes beyond everything that can be considered reasonable and logical. Pay attention. The security camera shows the moment when a presence is first caught entering the room. Some sort of shadow that scuttles across the floor. Did you see it? But the most impressive of all are those fingers that appear below the child's cradle. A sinister and dark hand that tries to disturb his sleep. Something that for a moment seems to have been noticed by Stuart. Do you notice them? Is this all a trick to keep gaining followers? Or is there something else? Something disturbing that no one can explain? Let me know your thoughts. Number 2. The following footage has given a lot of talk on platforms like Twitter and especially on Reddit. Many have been surprised in cyberspace by a recording captured in mid-flight where a man who was filming the beautiful landscape in front of him with his camera begins to notice a strange point that little by little begins to get closer and closer. He thought of a bird or a drone, but he never imagined he would capture this. In the Reddit description, it is said that this thing passed extremely close to the pilot. A somewhat trapezoid and metallic-looking object that moves at high speed, and that clearly did not correspond to a bird or a drone. Could it be a UFO? Forget that this is a hot air balloon or terrestrial technology. The aerodynamics prevent those terms from being made. The only option we have left to not believe in this is that it is staged. But I have seen hundreds of videos of UFOs that have arrived in my email. Many of them are immediately distinguishable that they are staged. But not this one. This one looks real. However, I cannot guarantee it. What do you think? Leave it in the comments. Number 1. We end this investigation with a disturbing video that Alberto Gutierrez, a faithful subscriber to the channel, was in charge of sending me by mail. This is the title with which Alberto caught my attention in his email. He tells us about footage from a security camera installed at the entrance of a warehouse located inside a grocery store. Already at dawn and with no one inside the premises, the device captured the following sequence. Observe. As detailed by our subscriber, the next morning the door was normal, as if it had not been forced. Something that clearly was not the case, since in the recording it is observed how someone tries to move it on the other side. If you look closely, he even manages to move it on the side of the hinges. How is that possible? The only answer is that it was a thief. It seems that it was a thief who gave up on forcing the door when realizing the presence of the camera. The problem is that, as I was saying, when the person goes to check the next day, the door did not have any damage to it. Alberto affirms that on that occasion nothing was stolen from the store. No indications of stolen items or money were found. In addition, and for him, the oddest thing of all has to do with the disturbing appearance of the subject behind the door, as if he were not a normal person. Could it really have been a thief who entered the place, or could it have been something else? Let me know what you think in the comment box. As this video has come to an end, my name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.